Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Kojamo here, back with another video. Today I'm going to teach you how to rifle like Donk and kind of understand some of the mechanics and concepts that he is using inside of his game in order to give himself the most favorable gunfights and put himself in the best positions when he's taking duels. And it's stuff that you guys can learn right away. Now, if you're watching this video, I'd recommend, if you have a decent level of play inside of Counter-Strike before attempting the things I'm going to show you today, because if you're a brand new player trying to mimic and copy exactly what Donk is doing, you're going to struggle, and it might actually lead to bad habits and some things that are going to take away from your game. But before we get into all of that, I do have to give you a message about CS2 skins.
Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Skins Monkey. They are one of the greatest and easiest to use CS2 trading sites out there. You can swap out the skins you do not like for brand new ones that are so much more fresh. Even skins that are trade locked can be secured by adding them to your backpack. The greatest thing about the site is that you can buy skins for so much cheaper with a 35% deposit bonus when you use my code KOJO. Make sure to check out the freebie section where you can get a free skin just by completing tasks. On top of the bonuses, you also get a $5 bonus when clicking the link in the description.
Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about some of the things that Donk is doing from what I've witnessed and why he's so good and how we can translate it into your own game. So the first thing I noticed, literally the first thing I noticed about Donk is the fact that he never stops moving, right? And if you've watched this channel, if you've had any coaching, any lessons, you understand that like a lot of times I'll tell players to like not move around and to find a position to play in. And Donk still does that. Like he's not getting caught out in the middle of the open, he's not being caught out in unfavorable positions, but when he is going into places, he's always moving around, right? So he's always like jiggling and doing these things and being hard to kill, so that if anyone ever does peek him, he's kind of moving around and he's not getting stuck into one position, right? You'll rarely see Donk just sit in a corner and take his hands off his keyboard, right? If Donk is in a corner, he's always constantly moving and keeping his crosshair ready, so that if somebody fights him, from their perspective, it's a moving target and it becomes much harder for them to get that clean and easy kill, right? Because like if you guys have ever had somebody stuck in a corner, a lot of times you'll put your crosshair and try to pre-fire them through the wall. So if Donk ever runs into somebody doing that, he's going to absolutely destroy them, because while their crosshair is going through the wall, he is about to destroy them like that. Another thing that you'll see Donk doing that a lot more than a lot of other Counter-Strike 2 pros is that Donk moves his crosshair around the walls. Donk does not hard pre-aim positions like this and swing like I showed you in this kind of fight that people might do. Donk is constantly putting his crosshair around the wall so that no matter where somebody is, he's able to catch them off. It's something that is extremely valuable, and honestly, I love the way that he rifles. I love the way that he does that, because it's extremely hard to catch Donk off because of this concept. He's not pre-aiming hard, he's literally going around corners and putting his crosshair around the corners, right, when he's peeking. Always around the corner when he's peeking, right? And he's doing this. Now, that's all great, that's all well, but how is Donk winning so many engagements, so many fights? And contrary to what you might think, it's not just because of his pure aggression. He is actually a very talented player, and he understands a concept that is extremely vital for him to win so many fights. And the concept is the fact that he is able to adjust, his player model and keep himself active in the middle of fights. It makes it so that when he's taking engagements, they just prolong, and it makes it so much harder to kill him. So when he's fighting somebody and he gets, put in this 1v1 situation, he's not just necessarily ripping the head off of the opponent, even though he does have extremely good aim. When he's taking these fights, he's constantly crouching and uncrouching and making his player model bounce up and down, so that from the perspective of the other player, he is going down, up, down, up. And then also one thing that you'll see that he does is that when he's taking these fights, he starts to shift back the other way. So when he does that, he's also sliding to a different way. So fight and slide, fight and slide, you know what I mean? So he just gets really good at understanding this concept, and it's very critical for different positions around the map. When you're behind the pillar here, it can be good to adjust and crouch one way. If you take the fight and you're sitting right here, you don't have to stay in this position, right? If the fight is taking a little bit and they're not cleanly killing you, you're not cleanly killing them, it pays off to crouch and keep going to one side, right? So that's one thing that you're gonna notice Donk doing a lot, is crouching while he's fighting. And a lot of the newer players might be like, I've been told not to crouch. Well, guys, like, you know, there's always caveats and there's always reasons why players do different things, right? Donk is crouching a lot when he's playing, right? So he utilizes this to throw off the enemy's crosshair, because when he's swinging angles and he does fight somebody, like say somebody's on this side of the pillar and he's swinging out, what he does is he strafes the opposite way that he's swinging. So if he's swinging to the right, he's going to crouch and strafe the other way as he's shooting. So it's going to look like boom, and then he might stand while he's doing that. But essentially he's running one way, crouches, and swings the other way. It's so good. It throws off the other player's crosshair, and it makes it extremely difficult for people to kill him, right? And also with Donk, of course, there is aggression. I told you that it's not the only reason he's getting kills, the only reason he's doing things, but Donk is not scared to let people know where he is, right? Now, this is why I said, newer players, I don't want you to take this advice. I don't want you to watch this video and think this is how you should be playing in your games. But for those of you that are more experienced, Donk is not scared to, you know, be aggressive and let people know he's coming. When he's taking fights, he's so confident in his own aim that he doesn't care that you hear him, right? He wants to kill you with the aggression, with, you know, the pure confidence and the mechanics that he has, right? So he's never going to be a player, like I said, that you're going to see sitting in a corner, hiding, doing these things. He's extremely smart. He's a very young kid, and you know, he's a human. He's still playing Counter-Strike. So when we look at Donk, we can take away a lot of good things and kind of copy or steal some of his mechanics that he's utilizing, right? So he's so aggressive because he knows when he takes these fights that he can, you know, abuse the mechanics that I've been showcasing you with the crouching, uncrouching, sliding, doing all these things. And it's just a really cool way to look at the game, because a lot of riflers you'll see in the game, you know, they understand these concepts, but he just takes it to the next level. One thing you'll see him doing too is while he's shooting, he'll be jiggling around. So he'll be strafing back and forth with left and right. This is just another extremely good concept to get good at, and something that a lot of newer players can't do because they don't understand accuracy, so that their spray ends up looking like that, you know. But that's where crouching and, you know, controlling this recoil is so valuable, because he just eats up the opponents. He eats them up. So these are some of the things that you can do inside of your game to play more like him. It's going to take you thousands of hours to get these mechanics down, guys. Donk is extremely young, and he has, like, you know, over 10,000 hours. I think it's like 14k hours or something crazy, 17k hours. I don't know what it is. And he's only 17 years old. Like, it's extremely important that you understand that these mechanics are going to come with time, and it's not something that's easy to do, right? It's not something that's easy to do, but the way he plays is a complete nightmare to riflers, to oppers, just anyone in the game. And in Counter-Strike 2, it really pays off to be aggressive. It pays off to be moving around. This game does not punish people for moving as much as it maybe should, so definitely take advantage of that right now. If you guys want to have a one-on-one lesson with me, if you want me to watch your live demo, go ahead and fill that coaching format down below in the description. I'd love to work with you and help you take your game to the next level. If that is not what you're looking for, go ahead and check out the videos on your screen right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Every single one of you guys are amazing, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace out.